My relationship with colour has been tricky. As I got older and worried less about what other people thought, I just embraced the way that I saw colour.
Colour is an intuitive process for me. I would say early on in my career, I was very bright, poppy, trend-driven with my choices, and then I realised actually that doesn't work for me. So I really considered what colours am I actually drawn to.
My name is Ben Waters, I'm an artist and I'm from Avalon Beach.
I'm Kerrie-Ann Jones and I'm an interior designer. I think it's best to start with really figuring out what the palette is, so the materials and the textures and the colours. So then all your decisions then become a lot easier. So down the line, if you are selecting art, then you're choosing pieces that work within that palette.
When I'm building a colour palette for my art, I usually start with the mood that I'm in at that moment. With my choice of colour, often it starts with one colour and then it builds. I like to try and create a tension in the painting, in the composition, but also in the way that some things feel like they're coming forward, they feel like they're going backwards, but there's a tension where it's not quite clear cut.
Earthy colours just make me feel calm as a person, so I think that's why I naturally gravitate towards them, because that's how I want to feel in my home, and so I expect that that's probably how my clients want to feel too.
So the colours I see outdoors, I have a lot of difficulty in matching those, so I usually work with tone. I'm always looking at the tone, the lightness or darkness of colours and how that fits together.
When I'm putting together an interior space, I really like to mix old with new, so contemporary pieces with maybe some vintage and then art as well to add some personality. I started with the Max sofa in the Richmond Wattle. I really love the tonality of this green. It's really earthy and grounding. And then layered that with artwork that has bolder colours. And then I added a rug that has some really beautiful texture through it, and then layered with some vintage pieces as well, just to really all tie it in together and, create a space that feels warm and personal and considered.
To balance the harmony of an artwork, really you need to think about space and detail. So we're looking at areas that have space and areas that have detail and having a nice combination of those. In terms of matching colours, it just happens. So it's just that process of putting one colour down and then the next and then the next and the next, and not thinking that anything's a mistake.
There's flexibility when selecting art. It can either really inform the colour palette of the room. It's just a process on how it makes you feel. I think that really informs those decisions.
You can definitely think that you make a mistake, but I think the mistakes are the exciting points because it's where you're not used to being, and that's where the excitement happens.
I have mixed a few different textures together. So the timber tones, I've gone with a darker tone for the coffee table, but then a lighter timber for the vintage pieces. I don't feel like you need to stick to one timber tone. You can mix different timbers. I think that adds interest to the space. King have a great selection of fabric samples and materials as well, and you can bring them home and have a play and just see which ones work for you. It's always nice to have, a contrasting texture or a contrasting colour just to add a little bit more personality.
So I guess when I'm thinking about what people might take away from my artworks, it's the back end of a conversation, I guess, that I've had with nature and myself to make the painting. And then I'm hoping that people will continue that conversation in their own way.